So for this project, I started with 2 silicone molds that each had 6 donut molds, what you'd make donuts in. And I also have these hole makers that I got from a lady named Fran who has a YouTube channel called Little Windows Resin. So she put out a video about 3 months ago about these hole makers. She actually designed these herself. And I thought, oh wow, those are so cool, I need to try them. And these are going to be perfect for our little wreaths that we're going to make today. So this is what the packaging looks like, and they come in various sizes for different projects that you might want to do depending on the hole size. And I started by putting them in the top where I would want the top of the wreath to put your hanger. And at first I couldn't get it to stick just right, so I took alcohol. She tells you in the video to wet the end if you can't get it to stick. So I just squirted some alcohol, isopropyl alcohol that I wanted for the bubbles anyway, into the bottom of the donut hole pan, or the donut pan, and they stuck. It worked perfect. And then I took this glass, this is 1/4-inch fire glass that I had picked up on Amazon. I had actually bought it last Christmas for Christmas trees, and it also has a reflective silver side. Now this is 1/4-inch fire glass, but as we all know, if you've ever bought fire glass, it isn't all a 1/4-inch, and some are larger and some are smaller, and I really wanted to use the smallest ones. So I did end up using my nippers and cutting up a lot of smaller ones. And when I put them in the donut holes, I didn't quite bring it all the way up to the top, and I tried to make it as flat as possible so that I would be able to put the little whatnots on there and that they would lay flat. So next I started adding red tube confetti, and for those of you who don't know what red tube confetti is, or tube confetti in general, I got this up at the dollar store. $1.25, comes in 3 different colors. I've used a lot of white tube confetti in the past for snow, but it looks so pretty and it's so inexpensive. So if for some reason you can't get tube confetti and you want to sprinkle it with something, you can always use the little seed beads that I have there on the right of the screen. You know, any color that you want, and they work just as well and are just as pretty. It's just that the tube confetti comes in many colors and it's very inexpensive. So I have a bunch of little tree decorations that I had bought last year. A lot of them I got from Hobby Lobby in the section where you can decorate the, you know, the miniature Christmas trees. And some I got on Temu, some I got on Amazon. Really around Christmas time, a lot of things come out, and Hobby Lobby does have some of their Christmas stuff out now. I did not see any of the miniature stuff yet, but I'm sure that will be coming out right after school starts. So anyway, I have tons of little things, little gingerbread men and miniature candies and holly, and some of those I actually got in the scrapbooking section of your store. Look at the Christmas in the scrapbooking section. The little holly leaves I got there. The candy canes I did get in the miniature section last year at Hobby Lobby. But a lot of times they will have small things in the scrapbook section that you can put on wreaths like this. And I didn't end up putting those snowflakes on, but there was a little garland for a miniature tree that had little snowflakes that I started to cut apart. And those little poinsettias, the red flowers that I put on and took off, those were also from the scrapbooking section. And I might have got those ones at Joann Fabrics. And the thing that I think looks real pretty are these miniature bells, little bells in the different colors, red, gold, green, silver. That was another thing I think I got at Hobby Lobby last year. And right now, the Thanksgiving stuff is 40% off, and the Christmas stuff has not gone down in price yet. So Once I get everything decorated just the way I want, and of course I have to wait till after it is set up before I can put something at the very top where the hole is. So the resin I'm using for this project is Naked Fusion. This is the new and improved formula, less expensive than the original formula, and this is the second time I'm using it, and it's really nice. It's UV resistant, zero VOCs. I believe it is food safe and very easy to mix. The directions do say to warm it first, the resin, in hot water, the whole bottle, for 10 to 15 minutes, and it does make it easier to mix. Although I did not find it hard to mix. I thought it was a fairly thin resin. And when I do this, you'll notice I take it and I spoon the resin around the silicone in the middle and then all around the edge first. Then I drizzle it over the rest. Make sure you go around the outside and the inside, otherwise you're going to have pieces of glass falling off. I've made that mistake before. I made that mistake when I was making a glass in a Christmas tree mold. I didn't go along the edges, and the next day when I took it off, the glass along the edges fell out. So anyway, and I did not need to use the kitchen torch on it because you couldn't see any bubbles. And then I pretty much just let it set up overnight. Then in another donut mold pan, I took clear fiberglass and just sprinkled it with 3 different colors of the tube confetti just to see how that would be. And then in the very last one, I just used green resin and green glitter, leftover resin. The next morning, they had set up, and I popped them out of the little donut mold, and the little hole maker just pops right out. It is so cool and super easy to find the hole. And here I'm just showing you. So I ended up putting just like little strings through the hole, but here I'm showing you how you could actually use a regular hook that you would use to hook on a Christmas tree by just putting it through and then twisting it. And that would work fine also before you put your final touches on it for the top center over the hole. I glue things on the top center over the hole. And then here I'm showing you how I could just thread a string through it and tie it off. So that's what I end up doing with all of them, but you could use a hook also. And then I just continue to take the rest of them out of the donut mold. And each of them come out very easily. The little hole makers come out super easy. They just pull right out. And so you can reuse these over and over and over again. And the only problem that I've found, not with the hole maker, but with me, is that some of them I didn't put enough resin in, and you could see some pieces of glass fell into there. And I think these are super pretty, don't you? The clear ones with the tube confetti on it, I think those are real pretty. And then the very last one is just glitter and resin, and that would be cute to decorate too. And then once I have put the string through all of them, I have to go back because, like you saw in the beginning, some pieces of glass did fall out. I did not put enough resin in. And that was the one thing I warned you about putting it around the outside and the inside. And so what I did was I just went back, stuck a couple pieces of glass in, used the bonding resin from Let's Resin, and it comes with this little light pen. And I just put it on it. Honestly, it takes 3 to 5 seconds and it's set up. I'm probably holding it on there way too long. This is what it looks like, and you can get it on Amazon. The difference between the Let's Resin UV bonding resin and the regular Let's Resin UV resin is the bonding resin takes 5 seconds to cure, the UV resin about 2 to 3 minutes. And I just went around. You can see this one has a lot of pieces of glass that fell out. I just did not put enough resin on it. So remember that when you're doing yours. Make sure you have enough resin, but you don't want to flood it so that it totally covers the top of the glass, because that's what makes it sparkle. is the very top of the glass not being covered. So again, here I am fitting in some little pieces of glass using the bonding resin. And of course you could also use the regular UV resin to fill this in. It just takes longer to set. This, like I said, takes like 5 seconds and it's done. It's a great handheld light that you can use, and this works wonderful. It's like an instant glue. And see, yeah, there's some more spots there that I missed, so I continue to put a little bit more glass in to the spots and put the bonding resin on it. And see, there's one piece that's just fallen out. I think it hadn't totally fallen out. And anyway, again, the bonding resin, the light, and 5 seconds, and it is done. It helps if I hold the light the right way. So that was my biggest problem. The little hole makers worked wonderful. It's just I did not put enough resin on them. So now I'm adding the finishing touches. I have some little bows that I'm putting on the top, and I put it over where the hole is. Not that you would see the hole anyway, but some of the strings have knots on them, and I'm covering those up at the same time. And so I put bows on. This one has a gold poinsettia. This one I wanted to put the cute red bells on there, but it was very bumpy and uneven, and I couldn't get it to set flat. So what I did was I glued another piece of flat glass there, and then the bells are actually a button, so I had to take the little ring off the back of it with my little jewelry tool, and then I glued that to the piece of glass that I had put on top of it so that it could sit flat and evenly. This one gets a gold poinsettia, and the last two both get some red bows on them. And I think they all turned out real cute. And then I move on to my clear glass that I think turned out super pretty. I almost like these better with just the tube confetti on it. So that one I put a green bow on, and the other one I think I might have put a gold poinsettia on. Hey everyone, this was the best way I could think to display them all, and you could see them all at once. And honestly, I think the simpler ones, the ones with the clear glass and just a little bit of glitter on it, are the prettiest. And so I think this would look pretty just simply like this with a little bow at the top. So, but it was fun doing all the embellishments. This one the bow fell off of. So at the last minute, I got a thing of bows in the mail from Amazon. And so that's why I changed a couple out and put those bows on there, and they're super pretty. And they're, I don't remember what they were. They were like $10 for 20 or 30 of them. And I just think they're a lot prettier with the little bells. They're so cute. But if you're on a budget, which we all are, these red bows I actually got at Dollar Tree last year for $1.25 for about 8 of them. So keep your eyes open for that. And the other thing with these is there's a balance between resin and glass. So you want to put enough resin on so that it covers it, holds it all together, and glass doesn't fall out the bottom. But you do not want to flood the top of them because it will lose its sparkle. Can you see that? When it's not flooded, it'll sparkle like that. So, and it's true what I showed you. You have to make sure you do the inside perimeter and the outside perimeter, and then get enough on the center of it too without totally flooding it. So you saw a few of my pieces of glass had fallen out. It was an easy fix with the UV resin, but if you can avoid it, that would be great too. So anyway, and then the other thing I wanted to show you are the donut molds. There's a shiny finish and a matte finish, and I made the mistake of buying the matte finish first. By accident, and I'll show you the difference in the backs of them. So the back of this has a matte finish. The back of this has a shiny finish. So if you have it in a matte mold, that's what it'll come out looking like. This goes for anything that you're using resin with. So although people aren't focusing on the back of the wreath, it's nice if it could have a shiny finish. So, and the only way you can tell when you're looking on Amazon or Temu or whatever you're on is by actually looking at the little picture. So I didn't think I could find one with the shiny one, and at the last minute I did. So I ended up buying these off Amazon, and it was 2 of them for $6.99, and I will link them under the description. So yeah, a few people on Facebook had been posting some of their wreaths, and I thought they were so cute. And a lot of people were saying, oh, do you have a video on how to do it? Can you show us how to do it and whatnot? So I decided, sure, I'll go ahead and make a video. So that's how that came about. Now, I wanted to show you this one too. This is the one I made at the end with just the glitter and resin. Isn't that cute? I think that turned out so pretty. And this is the rounded part, or the bottom part of the mold. And then the back of it is flat. But anyway, isn't that cute? And that's just regular chunky glitter from Michaels. I think those are so cool. So the other thing is the homemakers. I think these are amazing. So Fran from Little Windows Resin, that's a YouTube channel, designed these herself, and I think they worked perfect. You know, they were, so if you have a problem with them sticking, she says wet the back of them, and all I did was squirt the donut hole mold with the isopropyl alcohol, and boop, they stuck right on there. So they worked out real good. And then when you take it out of the mold, these pop right out, and you can use them over and over and over again. The ones I used were the 4 millimeters, and there's several other sizes in there. There's some real teeny tiny ones for jewelry. There's larger ones that I'm thinking I'm going to be using in a future project. So keep posted. And I just thought they were really cool. Thanks, Fran. And if you want some of these, they are on her shop site is little-windows.com. And she has a real cool YouTube channel. Check it out. And a cool shop too. She sells different things. So anyway, all in all, I think they turned out cute. I hope you guys learned something new. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. If you enjoy the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I try to put a video out every week. If you hit the bell, it will notify you when a new one comes out. An amazing Facebook group, an amazing group of people, beautiful artwork being displayed all the time. A great place to get questions answered. No question is too silly. Come join us there. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for watching.